Hello everyone, we're here in a Herzog Winery with the PR manager, yeah?
Yep.
David?
Yep, David Whittemore.
So tell me about this winery, how many years it already exists here in California?
Absolutely. This winery, we've been making wine in California since 1985, but this winery was built and opened to the public in 2005, and since then we've just been producing award-winning wines.
So I feel like you're the only kosher winery in California.
You know, I don't know that we're the only, but we're probably the largest, and we're very fortunate for that. Herzog is a well-received brand in the kosher market, and it's distributed all across the United States and globally.
It's really impressive. You think that it's a day trip for people, for couples, it's a romantic place to come?
Absolutely. That's actually how I came to find Herzog Wine Cellars. It is very romantic. The food is fantastic and the environment is great. And there's a lot of heritage here. So I think as far as a day trip from Los Angeles or Santa Barbara or even San Diego, it's really an ideal stop along the 101. It's perfect. You can learn a lot about wine, have some great wines, and some great food.
Thank you very much.
Made and aged in the barrels. They'll be blended and then fed into this machine to be bottled and labeled. And this actually takes it all the way from an empty bottle into the case, onto the pallet, and ultimately onto the trucks that go out across the nation.
I can't believe that I'm actually here with Joseph Herzog. It's like a fairy tale. Hi, Joseph.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. It was a really, really nice lunch, and I want to ask you a little bit about your dynasty and how you started with all these beautiful tradition with the wine.
Well, the tradition of winemaking, it is kind of a dynasty, as you said. It's 8 generations of the Herzog family making wine, 5 generations back in Europe, 3 generations here in the United States. The 4th generation is at the doorstep of coming into the winemaking process. Actually, harvest just started 2 days ago, so we already have 9 generation working harvest. The winemaking process started back, like I said, in Czechoslovakia. The family fled communism after the Holocaust, then communism in 1948 came to the United States and started in the wine business. For most people, that business in New York will be known as the Kedem Winery, the Kedem grape juice. And then in 1985 is when the family started producing the California wines after basically coming to the United States, where in the East Coast, where the wines and the grape varieties that are available are the Concord Cataubas, which the only wine to make out of a drinkable wine out of those are the sweeter wines. But the family producing wines in Europe and producing great wines and quality wines, and actually the title Baron Herzog came from Emperor Franz Joseph in Austria because he liked the family's wine, and he made my grandfather gave him the title Baron and sole supplier. That coming to the United States, producing sweet wines wasn't really what we were proud of doing. So the family decided to look back and create some great kosher wines. And in the late 70s is when the family went to Italy and France. And in 1985, with the California boom, we started coming to California producing wine. So it's actually, we're just about to release our 2010 vintage, which is our 25th anniversary of producing California wines. And this winery is testament to quality, and as you've seen up in the tour, what we do, we're proud of what we do, and especially having the family's name on the bottle, we are very careful of what we put in there, and whatever we put into the bottle, we're proud of.
Well, it's a dream for every businessman that I ever interviewed. Said, I have a dream to have a winery, maybe a boutique winery, but eventually I want to have a winery.
Well, a dream it is. Boutique winery, yes, it's a boutique winery as well. And we have on the other side the big quantity wines as well. The unique thing about what we do, and we've been doing all those years, is creating the kosher wine. But on the other side, we have changed what kosher wine is. Today, kosher wine is looked at and presented and won medals and constantly keep on winning scores, the same as any non-kosher wine. So the question is, to your question, yes, it's a dream, it's something to be proud of, and yes, we produce big quantities of value wine, which is great value for money. Then we have the boutique winery within. Kosher, in terms of kosher, well, this is what we've been doing all the years. This is what we've been set out to do. We're set up that way, and there's basically in the winemaking there's another level of people in between in the process, different than a regular winery. But in terms of quality, in terms of production, in terms of how the wine is made and how the wine is cared for, there's no difference between non-kosher and non-kosher.
Did you ever have a dream to be in a wine competition?
Well, the competition can mean two things. Competition means fighting competition. Well, in this industry, we're in the wine industry, there's no competition. We all try to be the best, do the best, and that's what we do. In terms of putting the wine in ratings and competition, of course, when we set out to the wine business, we didn't go into the business to be a second-class wine or to be not as good. We went in to be a great wine, and we went after to be the best. We set up the best. We have the best winemakers. We buy the best grapes. We buy the best barrels. Whatever we do the best and first class. There's no cutting corners.
You're really well prepared with this facility to receive people and visitors and a romantic evening, and a lot of people I saw celebrating birthday and events here. How many people you can host in one day?
Well, we do. That's the question. I'll go back. I'll answer even more to your question. The family produces and imports wine from all over the world. We produce wine in 17 different countries. We export wine in 30 different countries. But this is the only winery that carries the family's name, the Herzog name. So when we built this facility, we decided we have to put something more to the image. This is the image. This is where we point our fingers. So we have put kind of what we call the front of the house. We have a beautiful tasting room, self-guided tour. You can walk around upstairs. During production hours, you'll see all the production happening, from the wine making to the bottling to the barrel rackings, all those different work. And then we have downstairs the tasting room, gift shop, and 5-star restaurant, rated the best restaurant in the county, rated the best kosher restaurant in the United States by Zagat, rated the best kosher restaurant in the world by Daniel Rogov. So it's definitely something we're proud of and something that we do right. It's been used for everything. We do a lot of corporate events, dinners, weddings, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvah, romantic birthdays, anniversaries, special occasions, all of it. All of the above. We're used to doing them, and we do a great job at it.
I felt so free with the menu. I said, I can order even dessert because it's all going to be kosher. So it's like a dream for people. Come here, order whatever they want, and everything's like a gourmet.
Well, let me give you a little bit more insight to that question. You're saying you were able to order freely. Yes, you were, but most probably your listeners don't know. 75% of the customers, of the clientele that come here, if it's corporate events, if it's special event dining or anything, 75% of our kosher is non-kosher business. 50% of those people that come here, by the time they leave, don't even know that they have eaten kosher. And as we put it, especially for the chef, when you look at it, an artist, when you want to create a painting and you have you have the canvas and you have 100 different color pastels, it's very easy to create the painting that you want to do or the art that you want to do. But imagine if you have that canvas and you only have 10 pastel colors to draw, how much harder and more appreciative and more work goes into, and you enjoy the work of it more than just having 100 colors of pastel, because you have to think and work much more and be much more creative. The same thing is with the chef. When he has to cook kosher, he has to be much more creative. He's much more up to the test. The challenge is there, and we enjoy it. That's what we like doing.
Well, you answered both of my last questions, so I'm going to ask you something. What's your dream?
I constantly dream. I haven't stopped. We keep on dreaming. And we constantly grow in all different parts. Obviously, dreaming on the wine side, being bigger, better, more creative, new ideas, new projects, and then in everything else we do is the same thing. We never just settle and say, all right, we have reached a milestone and we're happy where we are, because when that happens, you start going down. So we constantly look ahead. We open to growth. And that's what, especially in this type of economy, and the reason of success in this economy as well is because, I would like to say, obviously God's help, but we think a little bit out of the box, we're ahead of the curve, and we constantly try to be that way.
Well, it's like a recipe for a huge success, and I want to wish you a success, Mazel Tov, and good luck with everything. A lot of people, when they heard that I'm coming here, was so excited. Can I come? I said, I'm sorry, the PR guy, David, is really, really tough. I'm sorry. I can't.
Everybody could come. We're open for the public.
Yeah, so everybody, welcome to come here. The hosts are wonderful, professional. I know that wine is a way of life, and people who hear me know exactly what I'm talking about. They have like chocolate, cigars, a great restaurant, and they have the great host himself, Herzog. So you're watching What's New LA.